Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. Yes, I am back once again with the 3 count with SP3 for March 5th, 2020. It is the 3 count where we break down all the wrestling news. On this edition of the 3 count, we have a very special edition of Free the Delete this week. After Matt Hardy's contract with WWE has expired, the special Free the Delete had a very interesting surprise. On our second count, we're going to be talking about a New Japan Pro Wrestling legend making his return to Ring of Honor and being a part of the Pure Title Tournament. And then on our third count, we're going to be talking about All Elite Wrestling and do they or don't they have a wellness policy? We're going to be talking about all of that on this 3 count, so let's get right into it. On our first count, we got to be talking about this week's all the online things, all the online shows that we love. So on Being the Elite, this past Monday, the Young Bucks ended off the show after a crazy loop doing Revolution, being in Chicago the whole weekend. As they're on their way to California, they get a call from a mysterious mystery phone call that tells them that they need to make a stop. They need to make a stop before they go on their way home, and they need to make a stop somewhere. Fast forward to Wednesday, where Free the Delete made its premiere on YouTube, a very short version of Free the Delete, only about 2.5 minutes long. It starts off with Matt Hardy on the phone telling him that they are the last ones that have seen the zenith, that have seen his broken brilliance, and that he needs to bring it back, and they are the only ones that can bring it back. It's an epic video, great cinematography by Matt Hardy, if he's the one that edits it, or whoever is a part of his team that edits it. Great cinematography, bringing it all together. You see Matt writing in his chambers. You see Senior Benjamin digging the grave. You see Matt building a freaking cross, carrying a cross across his field at the Hardy compound. And then you see an Escalade steam into the gates, stroll into the gates of the Hardy compound. These 2 drivers, one in the driver's seats, 2 people in the car, not 2 drivers. That sounded silly. If you want to edit it out, it's fine. If you don't, hey, people will laugh at me. But yes, they had 2 people in the Escalade. One was a driver, one was on the passenger side. And when they departed, it was none other than Matt and Nick Jackson. Yes, the Bucks of Youth showed up at the Hardy compound, and the video ends with broken Matt Hardy. Now he has found his broken brilliance, saying, "Bucks of Youth, I knew you'd come." It has very much got the wrestling fans, the wrestling community a buzz. And yes, it seems like it is confirmation that all the rumors, all the speculation is true, that Matt Hardy may be on his way to All Elite Wrestling. Is Matt Hardy the Exalted One? Will Matt Hardy be in any type of feud with the Elite? Who do you guys want to see Matt Hardy face out of the entire All Elite Wrestling roster? All those questions may be answered very soon, but we'll tell you guys to post your comments down in the comments section. And please name the number 1 person you want to see broken Matt Hardy, either in a promo, an angle, or a match, go up against in All Elite Wrestling. I want to hear from you guys in the comments section below. But very exciting times. I believe that Matt Hardy is the all-powerful Exalted One. He will make SCU, Colt Cabana, and anyone that goes against the Dark Order obsolete. I fade away and classify myself as obsolete. Obsolete! It is back. The Broken Brilliance. If you guys didn't experience it before, if you weren't watching Impact Wrestling when Matt Hardy made one of the greatest runs in recent memory in professional wrestling, stay tuned to All Elite Wrestling. Stay tuned to YouTube for Free the Delete, because there is so much in store for Matt Hardy and the Broken Brilliance and the Broken Universe. The Broken Universe is now coming to All Elite Wrestling. Great times to be a wrestling fan. On our second count, we gotta be talking about the ROH Pure Title Tournament. Such superstars, such wrestlers as Alex Shelley, Jonathan Grisham, Doug Williams, all big names that are great technical wrestlers. A history of technical wrestling is being brought back to Ring of Honor with the Pure Title, one of the most storied titles in all of professional wrestling, and most importantly in Ring of Honor's history. Such great champions as Samoa Joe in the past, Jay Lethal, Nigel McGuinness. The final champion was Daniel Bryan, but now the Pure Title is being brought back. It's going to be a 16-man tournament starting in April, and a new entrant has been named, and is none other than New Japan Pro Wrestling legend, third generation legend, Yuji Nagata. Yuji Nagata is such a big name in Japanese pro wrestling. He's a legend. He's made appearances in WCW. I was watching WCW Nitro from all the way back in 1998. Saw a good match with Yuji Nagata and La Parka. It's crazy. It's crazy that I can watch a match from 1998 and in 2020, more than 20 years later, Yuji Nagata is one of the biggest names in the ROH Pure Championship Tournament. These are going to be great first round matchups. Already named in the first round, Jonathan Grisham going one-on-one with Doug Williams. I know Mark Haskins is a part of the tournament, as well as one of ROH's newest signees, Slex. So many great young and old competitors are going to be in this tournament. It's going to really be the introduction or the return back to the pure style of technical wrestling that ROH was really built on, is coming back with this Pure Title Tournament. You got the Pure Title Tournament, you got the ROH Women's World Championship Tournament. So it's a great time for tournaments in Ring of Honor. I'm a fan of pro wrestling tournaments. If you know me, you know how much I love New Japan Pro Wrestling. And like Chrissy Love said on Tru Heel Heat 64, New Japan just has a overabundance sometimes of tournaments, but it's always fun. It always keeps you interested, and it brings that sports-like feel into the professional wrestling world, which we beg for. It gives us a level of realism that we need in professional wrestling, and some of that is being brought back to Ring of Honor. Stuff like this, stuff like the ROH Women's World Championship Tournament, as well as Marty Scurll being a part of the booking team. It's really been a return and a redemption tour for Ring of Honor, and I'm very much looking forward to the next steps a part of that redemption tour, and if these two tournaments that they have planned out are successful, as well as their big show during WrestleMania weekend in Tampa Bay for Supercard of Honor, as well as a couple of weeks later, Marty Scurll going up against Nick Aldis in the 2020 Crockett Cup for NWA. That's going to be a huge main event. And finally, for our third count, we got to talk back on All Elite Wrestling, AEW. It was talked about on the recent Wrestling Observer Radio for Monday, March 2nd, the morning of Tuesday, March 3rd. My Uncle Dave Meltzer was actually one of the mailbag questions talked about AEW having a wellness policy in place. Simple answer that Uncle Dave answered was no, but All Elite Wrestling does put in each of their talent contracts that AEW as a company has a right to drug test any of their competitors if they do find like level of suspicion. It's like your standard contract that you sign with most companies. If they suspect that you are basically working under the influence and it is affecting your performance at work, All Elite Wrestling does hold the right to drug test their superstars and wrestlers. It's very interesting that they don't have like a well-established wellness policy in place, with the fact that the Khans come from the National Football League, being owners for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I would have thought that they would have some type of wellness policy in place, but it's more of these guys are signing a contract and signing for a company, and if they are doing drugs that are affecting their performance, yes, the company will drug test them, will question them, and you may have subject to discipline or termination. Who knows? Who knows what other details is a part of that? But to not have a wellness policy in place, it will make some people skeptical, and will make some people kind of look more towards AEW. They don't have a lot of the bodies that would be considered roided out or juiced up. But you have guys like Wardlow, You got guys like Luchasaurus who had a really bad injury and kind of came back very fast. Those are the only people I would say I would look very closely to that. I mean, it's probably not affecting their performance, but their bodies do tell me that they have some suspicious tendencies. I would use that right to drug test to those two, but I am not going to put no bad words or bad names on either one of those men. Those men seem like they work hard to accomplish their body types that they have, but reserve that right. I respect you for reserving that right. If I'm a company owner, if I'm Tony Khan, I would look maybe a little bit closely into that. But it's very interesting that they don't have any wellness policy in place, but it's glad to know that they do hold that right. So yes, that is all for this edition of the 3 Count with SP3. Post your comments down below and let's talk about everything that we talked about, all this news that we broke down. Who you guys want to see broken Matt Hardy go up against in All Elite Wrestling? Do you think the video with the Young Bucks was just a teaser, kind of like throwing off the trail of what Matt Hardy is really going to do? Or do you think that Matt Hardy is on his way to AEW and maybe possibly shows up on this week's Dynamite? What you guys think about Yuji Nagata going into the ROH Pure Championship tournament, and who would you like to see him versus in this tournament out of the guys that's already been being included or someone that they haven't included just yet? And then finally, what you guys think about AEW not having a wellness policy in place? Are they asking for trouble, or do they have them having the right to drug test their performers is enough in this professional wrestling landscape in 2020? Post those comments down below. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, please push that like button. All your likes and comments help drive more people, more viewers, more subscribers to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, or affectionately called Tru Heel Network. So please spread the word, share this video, and get more people involved in all this great content. And we love to speak to you in the comments section, so post those comments down below. And of course, don't forget to push the subscribe button and push the bell to stay notified. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. This has been the 3 Count with SP3 for March 5th, 2020, and I am signing off until next time.